I just uploaded the most shocking picks of round one, breaking that down in depth. But how about some of the best picks of the first round? There were a bunch of picks I liked. I can't include everyone. I'm sure there are going to be more picks that I absolutely love on day 2 and 3. And those are more fun videos anyway, because some of the more underappreciated, underrated players. So make sure you subscribe for that as we get into the best picks of round one, starting with Ashton Genty. And obviously it's easy to say, okay, Abdul Carter at 3, Travis Hunter at 2. These were all the best picks because they're the best players, but we're factoring in perceived value. And to me, Ashton Genty was one of the best 3 players in the entire draft. He's one of the 3 blue chip players with Hunter, Carter, and of course, Genty. The Raiders didn't trade up. They stayed where they were, and they just got the best player available. He fell into their laps, and I think he's an absolute monster player. He's basically like a human pinball. He does not get tackled. I don't want to necessarily say he's a power back because he's not going to bulldoze over you, but he's going to find a way to not get tackled. And that is pretty important for the running back position. He's going to jump cut. He is going to bounce off of you. He's going to slip out of your grasp. Do not try to arm tackle Ashton Genty. You will not be successful. You will need to stack the box against him. He is a tremendous player, and the Raiders go out, they get Geno Smith. They're trying to improve that offensive line. They didn't do it here at 6, but they just took the best possible player they could have drafted with this selection. I know it's a running back at 6, but I don't mind it. You get the 5th-year option. You get him for his entire prime, right? You are paying him like one of the top running backs in the league, but you're expecting him to be, taking him at number 6 overall. I think he's a great player. The Raiders didn't overthink it. They just took the absolute best player they could have drafted. And I think the Chiefs did something similar. I'm not sure that this is a picture of Josh Simmons. It looks like actually quite different from how I remember seeing Josh Simmons, who, I don't know, just a different facial hairstyle. Maybe he's like completely throwing me off, but it doesn't really look like him that much. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know him like that. Josh Simmons, though, I thought was one of the better offensive linemen in this entire draft. I think you can make a really strong argument that without injury, Josh Simmons is the best tackle in the draft. I know that sounds wild because why is he available at 32? If he's the best tackle in the draft, he should never be available at the end of the first round. Well, unfortunately, after maybe a month and a half, 2 months of playing this past season, he tore his patellar tendon. It's a brutal, brutal tear that you could say is even worse than an ACL tear for longevity. Guys nowadays, as crazy as it sounds, they come back from ACL tears all the time. This is a torn patellar tendon. It is a brutal injury, yet Simmons was already back at his pro day moving around and moving pretty well. But he put together, in my opinion, the best tape of any tackle in this draft over the start of 2024. You know, of course, take that for what it's worth to you, but I thought he put up the best tape of any offensive lineman. Point blank period, end of discussion for me. And the injury makes him fall all the way to 32. The Chiefs not only got him at 32, they traded back a spot to get there. They picked up a 5th-round pick. Congratulations. It's another swing of the bat. It's another camp body at the very least. But Simmons has the potential to be a long-term starter at left tackle. I also think there's a chance he can slide in and play guard right away. Well, maybe not right away, but at some point right away being his rookie year, right? Because you go out, you do bring in a starting left tackle, potentially Jalen Moore, right, from the Niners, who I'm not especially high on. I don't know that that's a long-term answer, and the contract says that it's maybe not a long-term answer, but Simmons is not going to be pressured to play right away as in week 1 or in the preseason, but let him get fully healthy, let him get acclimated at the NFL level, working through NFL practices against NFL talent, and we know the Chiefs have some pretty good defensive linemen for him to go up against. And when he's fully healthy and maybe even play it, you know, more careful than that and just give it a couple extra weeks, I think Simmons can make an impact for this team down the stretch in the playoffs, whether that be at left tackle or even guard. He's athletic enough. He is such a special mover for a player that's being drafted here at 32. I thought the Chiefs got tremendous value, and that's going to end up what this video is just players I thought they got great value on. And I think Jahad Campbell, for my money, and I hate to say, I hate this team so much. I hate the Eagles, dude. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. And every year I'm making videos being like, wow, the Eagles absolutely dominated the NFL draft again. And of course, it worked towards a Super Bowl last year. They're a perennial contender. They are as talented as any team in the league, or they are the most talented team in the league, and they've done it again. And I hate it. I thought Jahad Campbell was a top 10 player in this draft. The Eagles got him at 31. Now, to be fair, it's not just because he's a linebacker that he's available here. He had shoulder surgery following the combine. That maybe muddies the waters a bit, especially on a linebacker where it's not like you're really going to be able to keep that shoulder clean. You're going to be taking hits on every single play. And you worry about that potentially. But in terms of ability, Campbell is absolutely unbelievable to me. He was a 5-star edge recruit to Alabama. He can win off the edge as a pass rusher. And as a rotational guy off the edge, that's already pretty good at 31 in my opinion. But that's not all he can do. He was forced to play off the ball because Alabama had too many good edge rushers. They had Dallas Turner, they had Will Anderson Jr. How do we get this guy on the field? Go play off-ball linebacker at 6'2", 6'3", 245 pounds. And he did, and he was great. Now, he's not used to playing off the ball necessarily, so his ability to read keys and diagnose and make plays that way was less than perfect, right? But his ability already, his feel for coverage is shockingly good. And his athleticism is unbelievable, I would say. His ability to go sideline to sideline is as good as any linebacker in the league, really. His closing speed is great. Even blitzing up the middle, A gap, B gap, this guy's incredible. Like, Jahad Campbell is shot out of a cannon on every play and finds a way to make plays, whether that be on the quarterback, trying to roll out of the pocket, or chasing down a running back. I think Campbell is a stud, and the Eagles got him at 31. I'm going to be sick to my stomach, as the Ravens did what they always do, and I'd be sick to my stomach if I was an AFC North fan, because the Ravens do what they always do, and that is wait for a tremendous player to fall into their lap or trade down. And guess what? Again, a tremendous player, in my opinion, has fallen into their laps. Or lap, I guess, as a collective Baltimore Ravens organization. I think Starks is an incredible player. Another guy that I think is a top 10 talent in this draft. I know the 2024 season wasn't great, but from everything you hear about him as a person, amazing team leader, amazing work ethic, another alpha as George's continues to produce these guys. And obviously they've had some guys who go very different directions, but they've got a lot of these guys. And then you look at him on the field. He is an acrobat with the football in the air. I think he's uber athletic functionally. Now, did he test amazingly? The agility wasn't amazing. The overall explosiveness wasn't that good. Still ran 4.5 flat, which is plenty good enough to play safety. He is a true free safety. He's not Ed Reed, please. He's not Ed Reed. Don't take that as this. But for the safety position, like Ed Reed, you don't need to be the best athlete of all time if the instincts are incredible. And I think Starks has some great instincts, great ball skills, great nose for the football. I think he's a playmaker. I think he's a true free safety. And I think, again, like Kyle Hamilton a few years ago, he is going to the best possible team for him to fit in and make plays and be a stalwart at the back end of their defense. He is such a great player. You guys know, if you'd watched the channel the entire year, I've been super high on Malachi Starks. He drops because he's a safety. I guess that had a down year in 2024, but he was asked to wear so many different hats. Play the nickel, play the box, play free safety, play strong safety. He probably even had some reps at boundary corner. I don't remember if that's the case, but he probably did. He's that level of player. They asked him to do everything. He often rose to the occasion. And here's another guy that's a versatile player, super instinctive, nose for the football at the back end of the Texas secondary, or back into the Texas defense in the secondary. It's corner Jahdae Barron. Hook 'em horns, had to get a Longhorn in there. He's one of my favorite Longhorns of all time, and for good reason. And the Broncos desperately want me to jump ship from the Giants and be a Denver Bronco fan, and man, I'd consider it, because they continue to build a Texas team. And of course, Texas Giants fan, if you're new to the channel, just a lot of family in Texas. I grew up in New Jersey with, my, parents, but a lot of my family in Texas went to the university. My uncle has been a season ticket holder since 1971. So I was a Texas fan since an early age. And it's a tough combination because you think Texas players staying in state, going to the Cowboys, that's brutal. But they typically don't draft that many Texas players. DeMarvion Overshown recently, I suppose. But anyway, the Broncos have had so many Longhorns recently. Caden Stearns was one. PJ Locke. They had Brandon Jones, right? I mean, they've had so many different Texas Longhorns, especially in that secondary. And Barron's the best one that they've had. Jahdae Barron is just an absolute stud. I mean, I can't put it any other way. He is super instinctive. He is such a great mind in the game. He always knows where the ball is going to go. He recognizes, he has such good pre-snap recognition. He always knows what's going on. When Texas needed a play on defense, Jahdae Barron came up clutch time and time again. If you're going to try to throw a screen on Jahdae Barron, it's over. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a player, other than maybe Brian Branch, and they do have similar play styles, live in the backfield to break up as many screens, running back tosses even, than Jahdae Barron. And that doesn't even show his ability as a ball hawk with the football in the air. He's just always in the right place. I don't think he's going to be a boundary corner. I think he's going to play in the nickel, and I think he's going to thrive there. Put him around the football. He's going to make plays. I know the NFL does not value nickels, but you got to value the slot corner more because they're on the field all the time. Teams are running base nickel coverage, or base nickel defenses, really, because you're seeing teams run 3 receiver sets often, right? So Barron is going to be a playmaker. I don't care where they play him. I don't think he's going to end up playing the boundary, but wherever they play him, he's going to find a way to be effective. I know it. There is bias there, but I mean, this guy's unbelievable. He won the Thorpe Award last year for best DB in the nation. As we talk about, I think the Mackey Award winner for best tight end in the nation. It's Penn State's Tyler Warren. The Colts needed a tight end desperately, and they didn't make a move up for one. They just stayed where they were at 14, and they took one of the best 5 or 10 players in the draft in Tyler Warren. Another guy I just think the world of. I think he's such an incredible player. He can block a little bit. He's got real amazing size, though. It's 6'6", 260. Penn State used him in so many different ways. Wildcat quarterback. They would basically use him as a running back. They would throw the ball up to him. They would get him the ball underneath on screens. They said, okay, Tyler Warren is our best player. There's no way around it. I don't want to say on either side of the ball, but for sure on offense, right? And that's with a great backfield, Katron Allen, Nick Singleton. They said, Tyler Warren's our best player. We're going to get him the football as much as we possibly can. And teams knew this. He was by far their best receiver. I mean, not even close. But thinking that they have arguably the best running back duo in college football, arguably, right? Ohio State's right there. But Katron Allen and Nick Singleton is a great duo, right? And the fact that they're like, we need to get Tyler Warren the ball as much as possible, I think shows what type of player he is. And the Colts needed a tight end upgrade badly. They need to figure out what Anthony Richardson is. And I think Warren's going to help. Because this is a guy that can go up and get the football. If the throw is not great, you got to put it somewhat on him, right? But it doesn't have to be in the numbers for him to go up and make a play, right? And you can get him the ball on screens. And I think with this Colts offense, you don't know where the football is going because now they have so many different ways they can beat you. They've got one of the better running backs in the league in Jonathan Taylor. They've got one of the most fun receiving rooms in football with the combination of Alec Pierce, deep speed, deep threat, can go up and make plays. Michael Pittman Jr., reliable chain mover, red zone threat, wide receiver 1 type, true X for them, I should say. Josh Downs is arguably their best receiver. He's a guy that can play the Z, he can play the slot, he can work down the field, but he's especially dangerous over the middle and underneath. Adonai Mitchell has really, really good potential. He's such an easy, smooth, fluid mover. That's a pretty good route runner at his size with really good speed. Still developing for sure, but he's flashed some great abilities, and he's got the potential to be their best receiver long term. And now you add Tyler Warren that can work in line, work up the seam. I thought it was a really good pick. They didn't really overthink it. They didn't necessarily do the whole Chris Ballard super athlete type thing. And Tyler Warren's no slouch either, right? He's no slouch either. But he is a really, really good player. And I think they just took the really good player. They didn't overthink it. It's kind of like the Ashton Genty thing we talked about at the start of this video. More videos to come, though. Make sure you're subscribed. I'm ranking every first round pick. That can only go poorly. So look forward to that, I guess. And I'll see you tonight. Take it easy.